'cause I'm a weatherman. Oh, my thunderstrike, ride out the storm, I'm a weatherman. Oh, my breaking light, shake up the world, I'm a weatherman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your Fast Forecast is here live at Brio's Brickyard. And we are aboard an RSI Polaris that we found just laying around because everyone has these days. Seems like RSI is just giving them out. Which kind of makes sense considering the crew that we came up with today. Gentlemen, if you would do us a favor and introduce yourself and the org that you're with and tell us the occupation that you have chosen, which is what makes this environment so appealing.
I'm Thaddeus. We are Red Sky Syndicate. We are a piracy org. No need to wish-wash what we do. We take other people's stuff and we turn it into our profit against their will. To my right, Salmon Square.
A piracy org. You know, usually this is 22 of these we've done. Normally it's colored up by we are this kind of org or that kind. This is the first time we've heard it just laid out on the table. Well, kind of like your shotgun pointed at us, and the grenades. It's the first time that we've been told just straight up, "Hi, we take people's stuff." It's refreshing.
We're unapologetic about it. Yeah, there's no reason to hide what we do. So no need to apologize. We're not sorry for it.
If you run across us, you'll find out soon enough anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Gentlemen, how did y'all form up as an organization?
We're split off of a different piracy org. No need to name names. But people disagree. People go their separate ways, and that's what happened with us. And we've been rebuilding the crew ever since. It's been pretty successful. We have an excellent core of current members who have been able to support the infrastructure of new pilots coming in and learning the trade.
Interesting. So, as pirates, do y'all have rules of engagement? Any rules that y'all go by?
We live by two simple rules, right? Rule number one, you keep your word. If you take a ransom, you don't kill the guy afterwards. It's bad for business, right? If you tell someone that they're free to go, they're free to go. Again, it's just good for business, right? Second rule is, if you run across one of your friends with us and you don't want to participate, that's fine. But you don't get to switch sides mid-fight. You got to walk away from the entire thing. That's it. Those are our two rules. I mean, we're still going to pirate your friends. We're still going to kill them and take their stuff, but you don't have to participate.
That's fascinating. Are any targets off limits?
Not as far
What's
as we're
that?
concerned.
Yeah, what does that mean? I'm not familiar with these words.
Well, for instance, like medical. You see a medical ship medics performing their art.
I see medical supplies and components.
Media.
Oh, yeah. Armor sets. Med
Correct.
tools.
Anything is anything. I mean, we're not going to target a medical ship over a cargo ship. If we have a choice, we're going to go for anything that's going to get us paid the fastest. And the medical ship doesn't directly turn into cash, but it is still things we can use. We're not going to just let them go.
What you have to remember is when you live your life almost permanently with a crime stat, you can't go to friendly ports to pick up supplies and groceries like you do. And Grimhex doesn't have everything we want.
Wait, do you do that, Chief?
Nova.
He makes me do that.
Yes.
What?
Because you keep
See,
breaking
it's
things.
the same thing. If we want things from other stations that we can't land at, we have to pay other people more money to get it for us.
Also true.
So we use
especially
every
with the
part.
upcoming patches, we will have to pirate everybody.
Yeah,
And we aren't hesitant to do so.
we use every part of the buffalo.
We're familiar with these creatures. They're like giant cats.
A fish.
The giant fish. Yes, we've read about these on Old Terra.
Mm-hmm.
They're like fluffy things that bark. Yes, we've read about
We
them.
like to say,
I don't know where the saying comes from. I just use it.
Yes, we're historians. We've read about these. Uh, so, huh? Do you offer terms before you just start blowing engine parts off, or do you just take off the engine so that they can't run?
If we've got you snared and you power down, we'll probably talk to you. But most people don't want to let things go that far. They'd rather blow themselves up than let us have the cargo. So the moment you catch someone, time's of the essence. You got to disable their ship so they can't self-destruct.
Interesting. And
Yeah,
so,
talking is a waste of time for the most part, unless they're already complying.
okay. So you're looking for, as soon as you snare them, you're looking for immediate compliance versus
Yeah.
them doing anything else. So if they're immediately
if you-
shutting
if you
down.
shut down your shields and your engines and you power off, we'll talk to you. We'll take a ransom. We're reasonable. We'll scan your ship, take probably 10% of what you would make as a payment, and let you go.
Okay, that's actually fairly reasonable and a pretty decent going rate. Okay.
Yeah.
But if they try
"Not
anything
fabulous,
else,
we'll let you go."
it
It's more profitable to take a cut than let you go, right? We don't have any risk at that point. We don't risk losing the cargo, and we don't have to do any labor. We don't have to move your stuff to our stuff and then ferry it off and sell it, right? It's far more profitable to take a ransom.
okay, and you don't run the risk of any of your crew getting injured.
Correct.
Exactly.
But the fact is, 9 times out of 10, especially if we initiate the conversation, it doesn't go anywhere. We hail and we call and we get bent pirates or dumb griefers, and a ship self-destructs in the distance, and that's about all we get. Or we just get comm static. One time out of 100, you might get a guy that actually answers the other end, and we love when the guy answers. We actually do. We love it when people will play along with us. Pick up and answer the hail, haggle, beg for your
Indeed.
life, something.
Yeah, we understand. We had an incident of we had a 600, and this group, we weren't paying attention, and they blew open our doors, boarded, and killed us, took our ship, and so we chased them back down, and they thought we were going to be angry, and we're like, no, can we interview you? And they thought it was a joke, and like, no, seriously. So we interviewed them, and it was absolutely brilliant. We're like, no, keep the ship, just keep the ship, keep the cargo. We just want the interview. And
Gotta respect the game.
yeah. Congratulations, you caught us not paying attention, which doesn't happen often, but well done. So that's, yeah. If you catch a trader not paying attention, there's a penalty for that, or people not lock. It's still amazing the amount of traders who do not lock their cargo bays. Or
the most common way that I get people out at these trade sites like we're at right now is when they walk to the trade terminal and they stand there in their fish bubble helmet, and they just stand there on their mobile glass, looking for where they're going to jump next out in the wide open.
no.
And this rifle on my back sends them to the respawn screen, and I get a fresh load of cargo.
Or
Because they stood in the open out in the middle of nowhere at Brio's Breaker Yard of all places.
well,
People are incredibly trusting as well.
we've been finding. We see you over there nodding, Nova. What we've been seeing is people standing there and loading their cargo and not paying attention. They'll leave their ramp down and then throwing cargo up in their ship and not paying attention to the person walking around in the open up their ramp and waiting for them to finish loading and then taking off. We saw someone
that is
screaming.
We've had more success grabbing a tool and helping them load and then asking for a ride.
Really?
And they'll give it to you.
No.
Yep. 2 in the back of the head the moment you're out of armistice.
We were aware. We were actually at a station. This individual was loading up his cargo bay, and Nova's stuck on a chair. This individual was loading up his ship, and me and our XO were watching him. And as soon as he finished loading up his ship, it took off, and he got upset. We're like, he thought we were some doing something. We're like, we're standing here beside you trying to get an interview with you. And so he was screaming about how we were involved in it, and like, look, we'll pay for a bounty to find it, But he was upset because he sunk all of his AUEC into that load. We're like, you're a traitor. You never spend all of your money on one load because stuff like that happens.
They do.
We have to explain that to
They
people. We have to explain that to people after we've taken that last load that was their last dime.
How does that make sense? You shouldn't have to have that explained by a pirate. That why did you put all of your money in this? As reporters, we have to stay neutral. We don't pick sides. But it has to be even worse as pirates go, why did you make this decision? Let me come back and seek to find out why you made this decision.
Yeah, I mean, just the other night we had a situation where somebody was flying into Brios in a cutty and he was doing everything wrong and somebody was stalking the guy for like 45 minutes in hopes of a big payout. He didn't have anything, by the way.
1 second.
And
We hear
in the end...
engines.
that's no issue.
Okay.
Are they blowing somebody up out there?
Might be.
Yeah, there were 2 ships inbound. QRF's got 'em.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we heard explosions.
Oh yeah, you don't have to worry. You're secure.
Okay.
We won't
Yeah,
let it.
they're down. I just got confirmation.
Okay. Making sure that our headphones are hearing the right thing.
Yeah. When we lock down Brios, it's locked down.
Okay. Sorry about that, gentlemen. Just
No problem.
professional paranoia.
No problem.
As you should have at a location like Brios.
I mean,
As I
after
was
all,
saying, the guy was bobbing around as he was doing, and after a successful hit on the guy, we took him down. We invited him over to have a talk and to learn the game properly, but he didn't. He didn't comply. So, in the end, it's just up to the individual to learn everything there is to learn, but they refuse to do so.
I will say we do get most of our recruits naturally in universe from people we've taken. Like a lot of people turn around and go, "I like what you just did. I want to learn how to do it," and they turn into some of the most bloodthirsty pirates I've seen.
a shockingly high number.
Yeah,
Recruits that get that way.
they all start the exact same way too. They go, "I'll just help you guys move cargo. I'll just help you guys by salvaging the wrecks." And within 2 weeks, they're telling me their kill counts for the day.
Hiding in somebody's escape pod bay, waiting for them to turn their back.
Yeah.
Well, that actually brings us to a good question. What are you looking for in a recruit?
Everything.
Been a recruit.
Someone who's chill.
Yeah.
Honestly, the vibe
that's
check is
about
the
it.
hardest check to pass with us, and it's honestly the biggest one that matters. We can teach you anything except how not to be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it whatever you want. You can be a industrial-oriented guy. We need those people. And you can be the best ace pilot in the world and be a dick, and you're out.
Piracy means freedom. We don't tell you what to do. We don't tell you what to wear. We don't tell you what to fly. As long as you're pulling your weight, you're not going to hear a single complaint. If you want to show up to every fight in Aurora, as long as you can pull your weight, that's all we give a shit about. Like, that's it. It's about efficiency. You know, we'll have a talk if you're showing up in the Aurora and you're just getting shot down the entire time. Because, like, you know, you're taking a cut and you're not helping anybody. But, you know, that's kind of our motto. Is like, we'll teach you the meta, but we're not enforcing it.
Well, so like you said, you'll teach it. So you offer training to your new recruits?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Every aspect.
Yeah. We don't allow anyone to specialize into a tree until they've basically already become a full-blown member. Meaning you had to have passed the vibe check. You have to have basic piloting skills, basic FPS skills. You have to know how to shut off a comm array, escape from prison, clear a crime stat. You know, I don't have time to hold your hand in verse while we're doing things, to be completely honest. I'll teach you. Like, if you don't know how to do it, and you come to us, we'll teach you how to do it. But if you tell us you know how to do it, which are the requirements for ranking up in the org, and then you don't know how to do it, we're gonna have a serious conversation. And like again, we're freedom, so like we trust you. If you tell us you know how to do it, we're just gonna like not gonna make you fill out a form or take a test. It's a piracy work, you know.
Handing
But
out scantrons on how to disable a satellite. That would be great.
The most important thing is if we're out here, we're almost always outnumbered, and usually everyone's got more backup than we do. So we can't have, out of our 6 people, 2 of them who can't pull their weight. We can't have 2 who specialized and only ever learned how to kick down doors and shoot people in the face and don't know, their ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to flying a ship. Up here in a ship fight when they're the only ones we have. And they said they know how to do it. That's getting us all killed.
Fair enough. How would somebody sign up to join as a recruit or whatever?
we're open. I mean, we'll take anybody from any background. I don't care if you're a bounty hunter on the side. I don't care if you're part of the biggest security org in the verse. I mean, anybody who comes and says, "Hey, I want to try this out," we take everybody. We're not exclusive. That's why we have rule number 2, right? We allow anyone to fly with us as long as they follow rule number 1 and rule number 2. They're good. Uh, if you don't pass the vibe check, you're not going to be around for very long, right? If nobody wants to work with you, if everyone thinks you're an asshole, you're not going to stick. You got to be part of the crew because that's how this whole thing works. Is everyone has to be able to trust each other and lean on each other, right? It's a family. So if it doesn't fucking work out, if you're not fitting into the family, usually those people are gone within 72 hours. Like we have a quick talk with them, we just let them know, hey, it's not you, it's us.
As far as how you literally go about joining us,
Yes.
we have a Spectrum page at Red Sky Syndicate. Um, or our
Red
Discord,
Sin, baby.
Discord GG/RedSyn.
So what we'll do after this, we'll get all of the social media that you want to send us, and we will link it
Sure.
whenever we put it up on Reddit and YouTube. We'll put links and all that so we can direct all the traffic. And anybody who wants to sign up and link up and search more information can go to your social media and ask questions directly that they may get from this interview. And we encourage anyone who has any questions to seek these gentlemen out directly because this is interesting. It's very rarely that we have a interview with a 12 gauge pointed at us.
Can I just do my piracy sales pitch real quick?
Go for it.
So for people who are asking themselves why try piracy, we incorporate currently every loop of the game except for mining. We do dogfighting, we do boarding actions, we do ground FPS, we do salvaging, we do cargo running, right? It's just other people's stuff that we're running in the cargo. Like we get to hit every single checkbox for a game loop in the universe, right? We are completely maxing that out, like with the most activity possible. Like there's not a day that goes by that we're not taking hits and getting action, even when the shit's running slow.
The average the average flow of the day sees either one guy on the ground sniping a guy and a couple of dudes coming in cargo ships loading up his stuff, moving it, selling it, or a snare that incorporates your fighters and your mantises, where we're going to beat a cargo ship down, move in a heavy ship, load its cargo, move it and sell it. We're still incorporating multiple combat and logistics disciplines in there, especially in the space hits, because then we'll bring in a reclaimer, salvage the ship down to the bolts, and move on, leave nothing behind.
Every part of that buffalo.
Well, speaking of the floating buffalo, y'all mentioned taking a split. How does that split work? Is it even? Does the captain get a bigger split? How does that work?
Even
It's
shares
100%
across the board
even.
for everyone.
Yep. And for anyone who wants to share, I mean, a lot of the times, couple months in, where we're all flush and I've got 150 mil sitting in the bank, I will forego a cut, let one of my new guys get cashed up so he can buy the ships and stuff he needs.
But by
Okay.
default, it is even cuts across the board whether you joined
Yeah.
today or 2 years ago.
Huh. So that's interesting. So the older crew will more or less carry the new guys and outfit their ships to be more effective.
Absolutely, it
We
benefits
all help
them.
each other in every way we can.
Okay.
When piracy's going good and you're taking 8 hits a day, it behooves you to have everyone geared out and equipped as best as possible so that you can move on to the next one as soon as possible. And then the
That's
money's
right.
just flowing in. Nobody's hurting for cash.
That's
Like when you're
very.
taking a hit that's worth between 8 to 20 mil, that's an even split between like a 6 to 8 man crew, right? That's easy money for everybody.
That's very forward thinking. Very forward thinking for pirates.
People think that our job's easy. The big difference is between our job and everyone else's. It might not take as long. It might seem like because it takes only a few moments to take your cargo that our job's easier, but we have to be we have to be good at a great many things to be able to do our job the right way. So even though we only do it for a few minutes at a time, we're doing a lot of stuff at once.
What do you think your future goals are as an organization?
Make money.
That's right.
Just,
That's about it.
just make money.
Yeah, line go
We
up.
don't. We're not trying to be the top dog of all top dogs in all of the galaxy and Flopper Johnson out on the table and measure it. We're just out here trying to make money, take care of ourselves, and that's about it.
Well, so we always ask this: if you could speak to your supporters, probably people you haven't killed yet, um, directly, what would you say to them?
Put expensive stuff on your ship and fly to dangerous places.
Most important thing that you can have in this game over your opponent is knowledge, and knowledge is what we specialize in giving people.
We hear you clapping, Nova. True.
Yeah. Put up
Knowledge
a
is
fight or
power.
die trying.
And okay, the reverse of that is if you could talk to your detractors, the people who are like, "Yay, pirates, screw off." What would you say to them?
Put
Catch me at
expensive
Brios,
stuff
how
on
about
your ship and fly to dangerous places.
catch me at Brios? How about that?
Oh, we may need a drink. Oh, this is great. We like you guys. Is there
Man, I'm not the hardest dude to find in the world. If they want some, come get some.
is there is there anything y'all would like to just say about your org that we may have missed?
We don't put up with anybody being hateful toward anybody.
Yeah, we're pretty egalitarian, pretty open-minded. Um,
And if you want to come in there and be hateful of people, it's not the right place for you, and we will tell you so to your face.
yeah, we're not murder hobos either. Like we're not here to just kill everything that moves. Like, I mean, we will kill everything that moves to secure a target area, but
There's a
know,
point
Not the
behind
end
it.
goal.
we're hoping for cargo. There's the
Right.
hope of snaring that guy with weevil eggs on board. There's that hope of getting that SMO gold trader. Like,
Sooner than later, I'm going to kill for rate B components. Don't lie to the people.
oh yeah, no, absolutely. But again, it's not personal. We're not killing you because
No.
we want you to die. We're killing you because we want your shiny things.
Right. And I'd actually like to loop back to the detractors comment. I have a better one than catch me at Brios.
Mm-hmm.
We actually would honestly enjoy it if the people that we rob enjoyed the experience as much as we do. We're not out here just trying to make everybody miserable.
And we
We're
have
trying to play
had
our
those
game.
experiences. We've
have.
had conflicts with orgs that have gone on for a couple hours at a time with them trying to reclaim the wreck that we just made out of their ship.
There was
And
one
that's been a
just a
blast.
couple of days ago that I was out outside of a Corsair in EVA with a sniper rifle and held at bay a Polaris and 3 or 4 fighters because they kept getting out of their ships to load up the weevil eggs that I rightly stole from them.
That you rightly
Uh,
stole from them.
in their Polaris, and it ended up taking a size 10 torpedo after an hour of me shooting 4 of their guys getting out of their ships. They fired a size 10 torpedo at that wreckage to kill me.
Wow. Yeah, I
We
mean that's
decided
one way
not
to do
race
it.
that day.
I had a blast.
Evidently, and so did everything that was within a kilometer.
Yeah.
Definitely. There were weak legs all up in that place.
Wow.
When piracy was going the best, when the salvage runs hit a few months ago, and everybody was out there in a reclaimer around Yella, we got to actually watch how the entire community evolved around us. Because when they first started going out, they were wearing sperm suits, and they were soloing their reclaimers and going in and packing
leave their
boxes.
ramps
And
down.
we were shooting doors open, walking on board, waiting for them to finish pulling boxes, and then putting 2 in the back of the head, right?
Or
And we were making money hand over fist. By the end of that run, those ships were loaded up with ballistics. They had a 5-man crew running with them with heavy armor, wearing like with machine guns, and every boarding action was a fight to the death. And
That's
that
good
was what we
stuff.
were looking for. But
It
again,
was
we
absolute
influenced
time.
that. I mean, we were hitting them so hard and so often, we got to watch them evolve around us, which was really cool to have happen.
We will say that if y'all want to invite us as non-participant media to cover some of y'all's actions, let us know. We will tag along and cover it. This sounds absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah.
Just drop us a message and we will come along in our terrapin and cover it. And we have covered pirate actions a lot actually. There was one pirate org that we used to tag along with for like a year and a half. Every time they did a big mission, they would call us and we'd be like, "Yep, time to go." And it was absolutely hilarious. Just some of the shenanigans that would go on, just crazy stuff.
Well, yeah. If we get anything like that, we'll let you know. I mean, our stuff's pretty organic, but if something pops up and we think it's worth your time, we'll drop you a line.
We appreciate it. So, gentlemen, has been insane, and we have enjoyed it. From the gentleman who crashed his ship into the Polaris and then decided to start shooting at you before we even got rolling, uh, to the fact that we couldn't even figure out which door y'all were going to come in.
I'd like to cut his jib, though, that guy in the sperm suit outside.
Right? He just pulls out a sniper rifle. We gave him 2 million AUEC because, well, it's Christmas and, well, the PDC shot his ship down.
To be fair, if you lost your ship to PDCs, that's a you problem.
Well, it was a Drake ship, so it
He
was
did have
barely
to
held
stick
together.
staring at it.
Well, it's Drake, so it was barely held together anyway.
That's fair. That's why we don't use Drake as much.
Well, yeah, I mean, they run on diesel, so they're not even really starships. No, you check the oil and top up on the diesel.
You
Right
got
to
a
this
mad
day, I still can't
scientist.
figure how they keep the glow plugs lit.
You got a mad scientist laugh out of Moriarty.
See, and they give you the warning manual when you buy one, but to keep you from reading it, they tell you this is instead used to light the pilot light. So they light it on fire and throw it in the engine bay to start the engine.
But
So
they told me that reading the manual would void the warning.
see, exactly. They tell you all sorts of crazy shit to
Wait a
keep you
minute,
from
hold
reading
up.
it.
Hold up, you can read.
See?
I mean, can't you?
We'll talk about this later.
I kind of feel like we should.
Gentlemen, it has been a blast, and we know that time, especially for y'all, is money. One more time, your names, your org, and where we can find you, and we will let you get back out there and start making money again.
Sam and Squanch, I don't think you and James got to introduce yourselves. You guys go ahead.
I am Salmon Squanch with Red Sky Syndicate.
And I'm James Moriarty with Red Sky Syndicate.
And we can be found on Spectrum at Red Sky Syndicate or at Discord GG/RedSyn.
I'm Thaddeus. I can be found wherever controversy is.
Well, gentlemen,
description.
thank y'all for coming out here. This has been your Fast Forecast and Red Sky Syndicate aboard a borrowed RSI Polaris with Nova behind us, currently not blowing something up. And once again, we thank you all. Please put down the shotgun. Thanking all of you for tuning in tonight. From all of us here at Fast Forecast, fair winds and following seas.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I'm a weatherman. Oh, my thunder strike, ride out the storm, I'm a weatherman.